Welcome to the channel, Gaming Army. In this video, we're going to ride along with one of the best spider swatters in the game. Actually, the Hunchback 4P is good at swatting any light mech, but we just happen to have a spider right in front of us. And this mech can easily handle those light mechs because it's sporting 9, yes, count them, 9 medium lasers, top speed 89.1 kph. So it's fast enough to get around the board. Yes, you will get outrun by some of the faster light mechs, but that 45 damage alpha is painful. Not to mention the fact that if you switch over to chain fire, you can still pump out quite a bit of damage in a short amount of time. Now, in this match, which is a domination match on Polar Highland, we've already got the enemy spider on the run. Now, I'm not going to say anything about hitboxes, but I don't know. It looks like I'm getting a lot of hits in on this spider, and he is just absorbing it, tanking it like a boss. I don't know. Can't explain it. Anyway, he wisely runs away, and that's when I decide to turn back towards the main fight that's happening closer to the cap point. And as I come in, there's that large laser fire. Yes, it's the spider. He's back again, and now he's trailing smoke, which is going to make him much more visible and easier to track. He's running and running, but it does him no good because in the end, we punch through his back for the first kill of the game. So again, this Hunchback, I've said it time and time again, it's a very capable chassis. And the 4P is no exception to that rule. And to further illustrate this point, there is a Hunchback 4G. So we're going to have some Hunchback on Hunchback violence. And of course, I'm going after the right torso because that's where that big gun is. And look at that. We managed to get some shots in, crit the AC-20. Teammate takes off the rest of the right torso. And now he's left with 2 medium lasers. So at this point, he's pretty much irrelevant to the fight. Let's say that. And I have bigger fish to fry, like this Mad Cat, who doesn't seem to be aware that I am here. I'm getting some good shots on him. I reposition, cool down, and let's get some more alphas out into his back. He's being focused on the front side by teammates, and down goes the Mad Cat. Now I just need to switch into hunter mode. I'm looking for my next victims, and it looks like they're clear over towards the Hotel 8 area on the far side of the cap point. Somebody has a really good UAV in position marking those for us, which is nice to see. I'm going to get my arty strike out and then move in. I want to hunt down this rifleman. He looks like a nice juicy target. He was backing off. He's taking some fire. Hopefully that arty strike maybe does a little bit more damage to him, but I'm going to swing around the right side and use this ramp on the back to come up behind him, or at least challenge him up on this high ground. Swinging up onto the top, I don't see him. He's not exactly where I expected him to be. I thought he'd be back here by the tank somewhere. There's some bodies up here, but those don't look like riflemen's. So I'm not sure where he went to, but good news is I've managed to find an enemy Mad Dog. So now we are going to drop down and push him, using the terrain for cover to protect us on our advance, because it looks like he is not sporting missiles. No, he is actually... He looks like that. Look like Gauss shots coming out of him. So he's a dual Gauss Mad Dog. So we're just going to keep using terrain, close in for the kill at this point. He does manage to get a shot off, but we also get the kill in return. So there's kill number 2, a Mad Dog taken out of the game. Score is 9-10. I'm going to swing back towards the center so I can hook up with my teammate. It looks like he has found the enemy units. Ooh, that Timberwolf has some lasers. That's spicy. And look at that. There is our rifleman from before. He slipped past us. Ooh, and his armor is in pretty good shape. He's running ATMs. So at this range, his ATMs are useless. My teammate is face tanking him, and that allows me to turn on this Timberwolf, who doesn't like eating a face full of lasers. And there's kill number 3, taking the Timberwolf out. And in the meantime, we have managed to drop that rifleman as well. And here comes the Kit Fox with no weapons. So we just have to clean him up, and that's going to bring our drop to an end. So scoring that victory and checking our end screen, looks like we wind up with 3 kills, 7 components destroyed, 708 damage done. Switching over to our next drop. This one is an assault match on Solaris City, and it's a bit deja vu-ish because there's a spider out of the gate that we are tracking because we want to swat him as much as possible. He's trying to go up on the high ground, but without ECM, that means we can get locks on him, mark him on the map, easily spot him, and get some more damage. He's wisely running and running to get away from us, but that's when, go figure, another Hunchback shows up on the scene. This is a clan variant, the Hunchback 2C, and he is sporting missiles? Did I see that right? So since the other Hunchback is sporting Streak 6s, this is a matchup I will gladly take. Not only do we have him on range, and his streaks are ineffective at this range, but the Hunchback 2C, while it does carry a bigger weapons loadout, the sacrifice is in the armor. So I have him on range, and I also have him on tankiness. So that's a nice matchup that I will gladly take, and I think he's decided that he's going to be on the short end of the stick and is wisely bugging out, but man, he took a lot of damage, probably unnecessarily. He thought he was going to be cheeky up there, but I think we dissuaded him of that notion, and now the enemy is on the run. Here we have another enemy combatant, and that's a dervish who has a right torso open, and I'm going to swing around and see if I can add to his misery. Nope, he made it back into cover. Now I am continually pushing to the right, and I'm doing this on purpose, not because I like to NASCAR and not because I necessarily want my teammates to follow me. I'm doing this because I've been watching the battle map in the bottom center of the screen, and it looks like, from everything that I can tell at this point, that the enemy is holed up in the center ground. That means I need to use one of the 4 openings into the center if I want a clear firing lane into the center. And I also want to lead with my right torso because that's where the bulk of my firepower is in that right torso. That's why I'm rotating to the right. So keep these things in mind if you're playing this mech or a mech that is heavy one side or the other with firepower, that you'll have to adapt to these tactics and battlefield conditions. Pushing into the next opening, we find an enemy Vindicator, and he is bugging out, giving us his back. Let's see how many alphas we can get out onto his backside. We don't get the kill, but boy is he hurt now. He is running for cover, and I'm going to keep rotating because I want to get into the backs of the enemy, number one. Number two is I also want to keep them guessing as to where they're getting shot from. I don't want to get myself focused, and I want to keep the enemy confused as to where they're getting shot from. Maybe they'll turn to face me, giving their back to my teammates. And that is exactly what we're trying to do by tangling with this Marauder 2C. He's got the big boy cannon loadout, but if I can get some good shots on him, his back is already opened up, and now he's turned to face me, so hopefully my teammates can get some shots on him as well. I'm happy to take this fight using the pillar for as much cover as I can, but he's got another friend with him who is looking my way, so I'm going to push forward yet again. Taking a fight where you're outnumbered 2v1 is not a good move, and rounding the corner, we find an enemy Atlas, and we're able to get out 2 nice alpha strikes, but it's not quite enough for the kill. And this may not go our way because not only is he focusing us now with his back against the wall, but he has a teammate off to my right that I did not see when I pushed in, and between the two of them, they take me out before I can bail out of that situation. Score is tied at 5 kills apiece, and we're going to ride along with my teammates to see if they can pull out the victory. And a quick reminder, if you've enjoyed the video thus far, I'm going to invite you to hit the subscribe button and to join the Sleepless Nights Gaming Army. Be sure to leave a like and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future content like this. Our poor Supernova is really beat up. He's got open components everywhere. Too bad he can't block with his legs. Use some of that leg armor, and he looks like he is trying to get into partial cover. And that's when I see, yes, that's our Hunchback friend from the beginning of the match. He's still kicking around. If somebody could just take him out, but the Supernova goes down before that can happen. And if you look at the left part of your screen, it looks like one of our teammates has done death by overheat and killed himself. So the score is now 7-9, 8-9. We're kind of starting to lose this seesaw battle, but we're going to ride along with the Arctic Cheetah. He manages to finish off the Hunchback 2C before he is taken out as well. Score jumps up to 8-10. I don't know if we can come back because these remaining units look really beat up. Atlas is open CT, and the other unit is trailing some heavy smoke off that left side, and they're being focused in the center. Jaeger is open CT. Don't know if they can get to him to get the kill. 8-11. Atlas is last man standing. One touch center torso, and that's going to end this drop with a heartbreaking loss. Switching over to the end screen on this one, while we didn't get any kills in, we did manage 7 assists and 723 damage done.